Mercedes 2014 SLK CDI 250. So first off, we're going to talk about the controls. This one's not keyless go, it's key start. So we'll start it up. Here's a diesel. In my mind, it doesn't sound that noisy. What we have is red seat belts, and when you put them on, they give you a nice hug. The tensioners. Okay, so on the steering wheel we've got paddle shifters, so we've got three modes we can put it in. There's economy, sport or manual. Manual is obviously the paddle shifters and it will hold the gear as long as possible, and also when you come into a slow you can hold down the decrease which is on the left, and it will take you down to the lowest gear possible, and to increase the gears you hold the right paddle and it will take you up to the highest gear you can select. It's got stop start mode. Normally turn that off, I think everyone does in all honesty. This car's got parking sensors, park assist, which means that it doesn't actually park the car for you, it will tell you how to park the car. So on the dashboard it will tell you which direction to turn the steering wheel, and a little P comes up to tell you when you're at slow speed that the car is looking for a space. Then we have this car is fitted with air scarves, which vents within the headrests and they blow warm air onto the back of your neck, which is quite nice in the cold weather. You can have three settings, also obviously heated seats, three settings, and then we work down to the entertainment system. This one's got nav. The sat nav's not too bad on here, it gives you live traffic updates, etc. It's voice commanded as well. That's accessed by the steering wheel. You have controls on the steering wheel that access the audio equipment, so you can mute it. Obviously radio, this one's got DAB radio, CD, this one actually plays DVDs on this screen here. You can watch a movie if you so wish. Telephone, everything's linked up to your Bluetooth telephone. iPod connection. You've got a couple of USBs in here. One of them connects your iPod to the system, so you can access everything on your iPod, like your playlist, etc. One of them is just really for charging a USB, which is always good. Got a lot of rubbish in here, unfortunately. Sorry about that. That's where the cup holders are. Ashtray, and with 12-volt socket there. Aircon, the controls are all down here. This is a dial format, which actually I think is quite good when you're on the move. To access the dials is a lot easier than fiddly buttons. Got heated mirrors, heated back screen, and the gearbox is obviously automatic. It's selected drive is furthest point back, then neutral, reverse and park. Most Mercedes have electronic handbrake, and this is situated on the right hand side of the car. This car has automatic lights as well, so they come on when it obviously gets dark, and also it's a convertible, but it's a convertible with a hard top, so it cuts down a lot of noise. Okay, so this car is fitted obviously with an automatic gearbox. This has got a 7-speed auto box, and today's weather is a bit wet. It's not raining and the sun is out, however the ground is very wet, and this is running on Pirelli P0 tyres. I think they're standard when you get the car. I've had the car just over 2 years, two years and 4 months or something like that, and I haven't done a lot of miles in it because this is not my only car. So I've only ever had to change the rear tyres, and they weren't too expensive. I think they were about £250 for two. They're different sized to the front, so that potentially could cause a problem if you fit the wrong tyres. If you're wondering why the engine noise started to get loud, it's because we were in manual mode and I hadn't realised. We're in eco mode now, which will cut down the noise of the engine. Economy wise, this being a diesel, I don't normally reset the MPG, and this is saying that average pretty much of the whole life that I've owned the vehicle is 38.1, and this is 2.1 diesel, and I drive it with fairly high revs, and I think that's quite a good return. This vehicle has just over 200 brake horsepower. I think it's 204 brake horsepower, so I would say that it's not a slouch. It's not the quickest, obviously, and it's a bit strange, obviously, having a diesel sports car, but I bought it mainly for the looks. I like the look of the car. Obviously, I've had it over 2 years now, and at the time that I bought the car, there wasn't many on the road. that now to activate it. Windows go down slightly whilst this is done. This car has the wind deflector, so I'll just put that in now. I'll show you how easy that is to do, very easy. And a lot of the time I just leave it in because obviously the roof can go back up with the wind deflector in, and it does make a lot of difference having the wind deflector up. And that's done. It locks in with these buttons here. You just push this button and that swivels the points around, so you can take it out, put it back in. So let's go for a little bit with the roof down. What I did probably forget to mention is that when you come to a junction, I believe in most Mercedes you can do this, but if you push down on the foot pedal, it comes up as hold on the dashboard. So you can take both your feet away from the pedals and it will hold it there. So it stops you from obviously rolling back and rolling forward. Ultimately, you buy a car like this to have the roof down. Once the roof is down, obviously there's a lot of roof to be stored away, it being a metal folding roof, and it does intrude on boot space. There is a load cover as well that you have to have pulled over. But what fun you can have on a day like this. The outside temperature is saying 9 degrees, but you can have your air scarf on to keep your head warm. You've got your heated seat, you've got your heating in general on, just to have the wind blowing in your hair if you have hair. You do find that sun, obviously you get more chance of getting sun glare in your eyes. The sun visors are very small on this car. They do actually work, but I do tend to wear a baseball cap when driving this car with the roof down, and that's twofold really. I probably keep it behind the passenger seat because there's storage space there. Yeah, that's twofold really, because on a hot day you can get quite burnt and not realise that you're getting burnt. But also the visor on the baseball cap keep the sun out of your eyes. Ownership of this car, like I said, I've had it over 2 years now. I had a service pack on it, so I would pay monthly to have it serviced, so it would be annually serviced. It's now within MOT time, so I had it MOT'd in March of last year, and it sailed through that. It's got just under 20,000 miles on the clock now. So I would say say that running costs are very reasonable. Depreciation on the other hand, the car's value has gone down considerably from the time I bought it, and even when I did buy it, I think this car brand new, something like £43,000 with all the options and everything on it. I paid £25,000 for it, and it's probably lost about £10,000 in the time I've owned it. So it's not cheap. But whilst it may not be cheap, I think it is fun and it does look good. There's probably split opinion on whether it looks good. There's some people that may think that it's still, this model of SLK still looks quite feminine. I have to agree that previous models have looked a bit feminine, but they've still looked good. If you were to take away the windbreaker, there would be a lot more buffering. Bearing in mind we're going 70 miles an hour on a windy day. Yeah, there is some wind going around the top of the head, and but it's totally fine, it's acceptable. Can I hear the stereo? Well, this has got a multitude of speakers. I think it's got 6 speakers, so if we put the stereo up, you can really hear that.
Apollo Control Houston, 2 minutes, 50 seconds away from time of LOS now. Our distance away from the moon, 460 nautical miles. Velocity, 7417 feet per second.
Enjoy the ride.
You're in mission control. We're standing by. There's certainly a great deal of anxiety at this moment.